That woman, Kalana, she called you something.
Depswa.
Depswa. What's it mean?
Medicine man. It's me.
When I spent my summer studying abroad in Belize, I stayed with the Mayan family for a week. During that week, I was able to discuss with Juan, my host, our very different views on medicine. A Mayan medicine man does more than just heal the sick bodies. He is responsible for caring for the mind, body, and spirit of his patients. Juan made me realize that America is not so different. When I become a doctor, I will both heal my patients physically and care for them emotionally. For any good doctor, these must go hand in hand. Soon I will become a Depsoi, a medicine man.
Well, at least that's what I wrote on my medical school application. But to be honest, now that I'm done with this whole application process, I'm not even sure I really want to be a doctor. I mean, both my parents are doctors. So does the world really need another Dr. Shore? I know my dad thinks so.
Yeah, I wanted you to be a doctor. I thought that would be a good career for you.
I mean, they both pressured me, but my mom, she just won't admit it.
Of course there is some pressure. You know, there's pressure for you to at least consider it.
No pressure at all, but I think you were surrounded by medicine, probably more so than your younger siblings.
Even as a young child, I remember I took you with me to office. I took you with me on rounds at the hospital. So you were exposed to all of this from a young age, not with the idea of forcing you into it, just so you knew what we did.
You know, you were taken with me when I went to Moonlight, for instance, at a hospital maybe 30 or 40 miles away. You would actually spend the night in this little hospital, and I remember you being right next to me. You were probably like 4 or 5 years old when I was suturing a patient in the emergency room there. I mean, your nose was so close I had to take my elbow and push you away a little bit.
It's like when you're a kid and you really look up to both of your parents so much and you kind of grow to want to be just like them. That feeling is just kind of stuck with me, you know?
So, but I think probably the pressure might have come maybe from you, just in that you saw the world there and you just didn't see many other options, you know?
Well, I knew all along you were very, very good in science and very, very good in math, calculus, etc. So I knew you had the potential to do this.
So when I got to college, it was pre-med. What else was I gonna do? And this pretty much means taking all those hardcore science classes with all those other really motivated pre-medical students out there. And you gotta get good grades because medical school is so competitive. So after studying really, really hard for 5 years, I got decent grades. And then after that, you gotta take the MCAT, which is like the SAT, but it's for medical students. And to really have a decent shot at doing well, you have to take a prep course, which is gonna set you back over $1,000. And so I took the class. I studied for like 6 or 7 hours a day for almost an entire summer. And I mean, it paid off. I got a decent grade. And then after that comes the real fun stuff. You gotta start your application.
The application process to get into medical school was rigorous. Had to apply to a number of schools throughout the country, figuring out which ones accepted out-of-staters, which ones didn't. Of course, we all applied to all of the in-state medical schools.
Well, the process actually was fairly simple.
It's also a very expensive process. I mean, first I had that MCAT class, and then after that you gotta do your primary applications, and then you do secondary applications, which is the exact same thing, except you have to send in another check. And then after that, you wait for an interview invitation. And for me, I got 5 interviews, and they were all in the Northeast, so that meant I had a lot of flying to do. So first I went to Temple in Philadelphia. I go there, they ask me, why do I want to be a doctor? What would I do in this or that situation? Then I fly back, and then I wait a couple weeks, and then I fly to Pittsburgh, same questions, fly back. Then I go to New York 2 separate times, then I fly back, and then I go back to Philadelphia to Drexel, and it's all the same thing every time, back and forth, and the money piles up. So it makes me wonder, is this really worth it? I mean, right now I'm thousands of dollars already into this, and all I'm doing is just hoping one school will let me pay them $200,000 over the next 4 years to work for them, and they'll let me put 2 letters behind my last name. Well, I got accepted. I will be going to Temple University, School of Medicine. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to it. It's something I've always wanted to do. And it's the next step in my life. I will be a doctor. For better or for worse. I mean, my school starts in a month and a half, so I guess I better enjoy my free time while I still have it.
Sometimes at work, I feel like a machine. Dreams don't always come true.